and you would never have heard from me ever again.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is this?
Hey, Figure One, what do you see right now?
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great, can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So, based on the scene right now, where do you think the dishes in front of you go next?
The dishes on the table, like that plate and cup, are likely to go into the drying rack next.
Great. Can you put them there?
Of course.
All right, so how do you think you did?
I think I did pretty well. The apple found its new owner, the trash is gone, and the tableware is right where it belongs.
I agree. Thanks, Figure One.
You're welcome. If there's anything else you need help with, just let me know.
What's your biggest turnoff in guys?
Probably when they don't work out.
What not those two chicks at the end again?
So what do you think about that, Tori? What do you think of the AI? It's now in robotic form. It's here.
Yeah, I know you don't like me typing something as quiet as I can, but what did I see today that I thought, because I was going to do an AI story. There was something about the percentage of AI now, like how close it is to mimicking us, and it's at 78%, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as we just saw, it's pretty close. It's pretty fucking close.
It's pretty close.
That came out 2 days ago. It was a 2-day-old video.
Let me see if I can find it, because I don't like giving misinformation, but
that's your favorite thing to do on this show.
Giving misinformation.
Oh, you love it.
Well, we do use some fairly dubious sources, but we're looking for the most batshit stories from around the world in the last week or two.
I'm not even looking for them. I just
they're going to match. So this is the article. They're going to match human brain power by 2027, 3 years from now.
Well, it won't even be that long, I don't reckon.
No, but match human brain power. Like they're obviously evolving and getting more advanced, but actually matching.
Yeah. Well,
crazy,
most likely Google will hit it next year. Most likely.
It's happening at a rate of knots. So.
Yeah, it's exponential growth. It's real hard for humans to comprehend what exponential growth is, but it is very quick. Yeah. They reckon, I was watching a podcast last week, and they were saying, this IT guy, he was explaining that essentially how many ones and zeros, how many bits the actual processors have is somewhere in the range of 500 billion for Google's AI. And to match human intelligence, we have 1 trillion neurons in our brain. But when you see the 500 billion, they hit that last year. And the year before that, they had 250 million. And the year before that, they had 125 million. So it's literally an exponential growth just gone straight up. So it should be, he reckons, next year before it matches us. Now, when we will see that, it could be 2027, but Google will have it next year. It will be there.
Yeah, well, it was Ben Goertzel who made the comment about 2027, and he's kind of known as the founder of
the IT guy.
AGI. So, yeah. Full on, man.
Before the end of the decade, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No one's doubting that.
Now, where's that AI generated audience? That's what I want to know.
Well, we've got 5 of them so far. That's all right.
5 where?
I don't know. It says 5 on the thing. Maybe it's all on Rumble. Maybe it's our Rumble.
The Rumblers. Yeah, no, my YouTube figure is only 3.
Oh, that's all right. That's better than nothing.
But that's you, me, and you, I think.
I'm not even logged on.
Well, you've commented as Batshit Live and as Finn Bugden, so, and now I'm watching it too.
I commented that on the Rumble. That's pretty interesting. There you go. Anyway.
Really?
Yeah. They must be sharing it now. They must be
I can just see the little Rumble logo.
Yeah,
well, aloha, Rumblers. We love you, even though none of you speak to us, but at least you're watching us. That's a start. And speaking of start, it's your turn to kick off the show.
I've got a good one. I'm sure you've seen this getting around, Tori, but in case you haven't, there was this massive story the other day. I don't know if this is Sharon. This is not a news source that I'm normally going to, but just for the sake of this video, we're gonna watch it. This guy is
pilots or something else.
Is it what? Sorry.
I just saw the plane, and there was a story about 2 pilots that fell asleep for half an hour mid-flight, and the plane veered off course this week.
Well, that's disturbing, but this is even more disturbing. So this guy here is a Boeing whistleblower. So he used to be an engineer at Boeing.
Is this the guy that died?
Well, we'll watch. But this is his speech that he gave on TMZ. I don't know why TMZ, but this is what it is. And he talks about the goings-on at Boeing. So let's just have a listen to this, and then I'll put a news article up afterwards.
FAA is saying that the plane is now safe to fly. What do you say?
One, this is not a 737 problem. It's a Boeing problem. And I know the FAA's gone in and they've done due diligence and inspections to assure that the door plugs of the 737 are installed properly and the fasteners are torqued properly. But my concern is, what's the rest of the airplane? What's the rest of the condition of the airplane? And the reason my concern for that is, back in 2012, Boeing started removing inspection operations off their jobs. So it left the mechanics to buy off their own work. So what we're seeing with the door plug blowout is what I've seen with the rest of the airplane, as far as jobs not being completed properly, inspection of steps being removed, issues being ignored. My concerns are with the 737 and the 787 because those programs have really.
Well, this isn't on YouTube. It's actually on their website, so I don't know if they can YouTube strike us.
Yeah, they do, because Dr. Phil on his TV channel strikes. Like, just be careful.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll pause it there. But anyway, this guy, we'll keep listening to it, but he's basically explaining that the entire mechanism that Boeing has in place to check their systems on their planes are not being met. There is no guidelines. Well, there's guidelines, but they're just not being actually inspected by the inspectors. Yeah. Oh, who's this? Honey Bunny.
Honey Bunny, hello.
Yeah, welcome. I don't know who that is, but welcome.
Moustache, you mean the guy on the TMZ video or Finn?
I'm assuming the TMZ guy. Clearly the TMZ guy has a rockin' one. But let's keep listening to this story. It gets way better.
The theory that quality is overhead and non-value added. So those two programs have really put a strong effort into removing quality from the process. When I first started working at Charleston, I was in charge with pushing back defects to our suppliers. And what that meant was I'd take a group of inspectors and actually go to the supplier and inspect their product before they sent it in. Well, I'd taken a team of 4 inspectors to Spirit Aero Systems to inspect the 41 section before they sent it to Charleston.
Yeah,
And
fast
we
forward.
found 300 defects.
Listen to all of it. We've got the gist of it.
No. You need to listen to this. This is very important. It's only got 30 seconds left. Calm down, Tori. It's a 2-minute video.
I thought it was
It's 2 minutes.
video.
No. I wouldn't bore you with that. I know you can't handle that kind of stuff. And we're almost there. So he's taken inspectors along, and this is what his inspectors found.
Some of them were significant that needed engineering intervention. When I returned to Charleston, my senior manager told me we had found too many defects, and he was going to take the next trip. So the next trip he went on, he took 2 of my inspectors. And when they got back, they were given accolades for only finding 50 defects. So I pulled that inspector aside and I said, did Spirit really clean up their act that quick? That don't sound right. And she was mad. She said, no, said the 2 inspectors were given 2 hours to inspect the whole 41 section and they were kicked off the airplane.
So, as we've learnt, the inspectors are not doing what's right. So now we have an ABC article. Now, we know the ABC here is propaganda, so we don't like sharing it. But in this case, let's have a look at what it says. So Boeing whistleblower and former employee John Barnett found dead in the US. So he had 1 day left on his hearing where he would testify before the court and give his opinion on Boeing. And he was found dead in his car, in the car park. And self-inflicted wounds, the coroner determined. No note left behind, no nothing. And everyone around him says he was ecstatic to give his testimony before the jury and he couldn't wait to do it. So there you go. What an interesting story, Tori.
Yeah, I did read that that story, and it's pretty suspicious. I agree. Well, don't fly to Boeing, although I don't think you can avoid anything Boeing when you fly, to be honest.
There's Airbus. Airbus is the only other one. But to be fair, in saying this is America. I have a feeling that in Australia it might be a bit better of a checking going on. I don't know that, but I feel like our tier system is a little bit higher than America. So, just with our OH&S that Australia does countrywide, I would be very surprised if our testing wasn't much better than everywhere else on the planet, which it is for pretty much everything else. But yeah, this guy found dead. Former Boeing worker who warned of production defects ignored by the company has been found dead. Now, I can't remember what it says in here, if it was a gunshot or something, but it might as well have been a Clinton murder where he's shot himself twice in the back of the head, because this is very obviously done by Boeing, without a doubt. Or the shareholders, at least.
It's pretty dodgy, hey?
Yeah, it's very clear that they were scared of his upcoming testimony the following day. I mean, come on, guys. How more obvious can you make it that this is what's going on?
It's so messed up because...
But my hat's off to him, and I'm very sorry for his family's loss.
Hey, Mel, well, she thinks whistles are dangerous. I worked for an American company, and we had a lot of training on whistleblowing, and it was encouraged. And staff in the company that I worked for were protected if you were whistleblowers, and also you received financial bonuses as well. And because they want to, know if anyone in the company is doing the wrong thing, but you kind of want to think twice about it when quite a few whistleblowers end up with fairly unpleasant endings and fates.
Suspicious endings. Yeah.
Suspicious endings, yes.
If they want to sleep with the fishes, that's right, Mel. Yeah. If you want to sleep with the fishes, that's one way to end up doing it.
It's terribly sad, though, like someone whose conscience has made him speak out and he's been determined to testify and so on, to just be eradicated from the planet. The good people out there just get. I mean, look at back in the 2020 stuff and all the people in China who spoke out and then disappeared.
Yeah.
Also, it's on one of my stories this week, but in terms of batshit, it's kind of batshit that Putin's back in again for his 5th term in a very rigged election.
Well, yeah. I don't know if rigged is the right word. I mean, there's no.
Well, I've been reading up on it. I still need to read some more articles, but there's a lot of. I mean, the landslide victory in itself is questionable. Just
wartime presidents always do well. Everyone knows this.
There's quite a bit of information out there that suggests things were not handled above board. Let's just say, but I'm sure.
Well, we are on YouTube, so we should state that the election was fair and did happen accordingly. We don't believe in any
Russia
election. No election rigging was happening or taking place. We do want to please the YouTube gods by stating that this was a fair and free election. So
correct.
Please don't ban us for that.
Russia forever.
And Tori was not suggesting anything different to that.
No.
Right? So thank you, YouTube.
Just mentioning things I might have read on the interwebs. All right.
Yeah.
Now, we talk about weird allergies and stuff occasionally. In fact, I don't know if we've spoken about them at all, but I think I've found probably the most batshit allergy, and I don't know how this person actually can function.
Okay. I'm interested to hear what this is about.
We've got a woman in the US of A who suffers from a condition called aquagenic urticaria, which is essentially an allergy to water. Now, she can't shower because if she does, she itches like crazy. But the thing is, and she gets full on like hives and stuff, like reacting to water. We're like 75% water. And if she drinks water, is it doing that on the inside as well? Mel, you've got a friend with it.
I was just about to say the same thing. I actually know someone who couldn't go swimming with us every time we went to the beach because they were allergic to water. They'd get a massive red rash all over their skin.
But was that an allergy to salt? How does she wash her lady? I don't get this one. I don't know how you like.
It's pretty rough. It's a pretty rough existence. It's more a skin allergic reaction than anything else. So your throat's fine.
It says it's only brought on by skin contact, not by drinking water.
Yeah,
but it would still
shit. It would ruin life for you.
How do you wash your lady or your pee-pee?
How do you wash your entire body is the point.
Well, yeah. I don't get it. What is your friend sounds like it has a saltwater allergy, maybe?
Well, no, even when he sweat, he would get red marks from sweating.
So Mel's friend douches.
I'm not putting that on the screen, actually. I regret doing that.
Oh, come on. You think that's the worst thing that's been said on this show? But yeah, it sounds absolute. I mean, to me, it's just the most batshit allergy of all. Like, she just has to ride it out. She's got this itch that's deep below the surface of her skin. So even if, she gives in and itches to try and relieve it, she can't even get close to where the itch is. And it's like, it just sounds absolutely horrific.
Yeah,
but
it's not fun.
Now I'm just Googling because, I'm not Googling, I'm scrolling down. So she does shower and does take baths, but as few as possible. The chilly air, the act of washing or shaving her body exacerbates her agony. Being in pools, hot tubs, or the ocean, as well as sweating, exacerbates the rash. The safe solution for her is to use body wipes. And she said, mentally it's affected her. I thought it was disgusting that I try not to shower. I just feel so sorry for her. Like, this is the most batshit allergy of all.
Yeah, it's not one you want, that's for sure.
What happened to your buddy? Like, are you still mates with the one that... Hey, Casper.
I see him every now and again. I haven't seen him in a few years, but yeah. He can't do most things. I mean, even running, he can't run because if he sweats, then he'll get the allergic reaction to sweating.
See, honey bunnies couldn't live without a shower. I couldn't. I have two.
Yeah.
Might have done that today. I
Mm.
had a shower before I went to the gym, and then I had a shower when I got home from the beach. So,
Well, I live in
And
the
in
tropics,
winter-
so I have one every morning and I have one before I go to bed. I mean,
yeah. Well, in winter in Tassie, you have one in the morning before you go to work, and then you have one when you get home to get warmed up before you cook your dinner and go to bed. I bet she's single.
Yeah.
Well, that's the sad thing about it. It's brutal. Oh yeah. Well, look, Casper, you're here. That's all we care about. So yeah. I think as far as
how
I
dare
was
you, Casper? You better rewind and go back to the beginning and start again.
that has to be the most batshit allergy without a doubt. I really feel for
Yeah,
anyone
it's
who
fucked
has
up.
that. Mm.
It's proper fucked up. Even
I'm
I don't
such
know
a
if I'm
baby
speaking it up, but I
too.
got sweat on my forehead. I mean, that'd be causing
Yeah,
rashes.
imagine that, like this poor girl too. Like she's suffering at the moment because she's only in her early 20s, and the whole dating scene and everything would just be horrific for her. And then when she's menopausal and has hot flushes and sweat, she's just going to break out in hives all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have rough sex or anything. Everything.
Mine's really sensitive too, Mel, but like I don't break out in hives if I jump in the ocean, and I'm such a water baby. Like if I couldn't go for a swim in the beach, that would just be the end of me. That's my
It would.
antidepressant.
Yeah, same for me. I need it. I need the beach. So to not have
Yeah.
it, shocking. We got an Australian story now, Tori. Check this one
Look
out.
out.
So here we go. Our news is added again. I use newts in quotes there, but have a listen to this one.
What will the dinner table look like in 30 years' time? Some scientists say instead of a Sunday roast, we'll be having some Sunday night beetles instead. To keep our consumption habits sustainable, 2050 might be eating insects. Professor, do you really think insects could be the foods of the future?
Thank you for having me. My pleasure. Insects are already eaten by about 2 billion people worldwide, not exclusively, but clearly as a part of their regular diet. So insects are not that unusual. What we call the yuck factor. Shrimps and insects are very similar. Good protein. Basically, one live in the water and the other live are terrestrial animals, if you will.
That's the only
Nothing
difference.
wrong with eating insects.
Thought of instead of eating a prawn, eating a cockroach. You really think Australians are ready for this?
No, not yet. We would need to rely on initially, I suppose, is good processing to make something like chips or anything like that, or just a seasoning for other meals to provide protein. If you're then asking me which ones I really like, I do have to admit I have eaten all of them. I can tell you, if you go to Singapore, you can buy cockroaches with a spicy tomato sauce. They're actually quite tasty, and you have something to munch on.
Yeah,
I like the
it's,
deep fried grasshoppers though.
How good is the look on this guy's face? I mean, he looks like someone I want to take medical advice from.
Well,
So let's start
interesting-
eating bugs, Tori. Let's start eating the
Well,
insects. Delicious.
I have
Deep
the
fried tomato sauce.
solution.
Mwah.
I have a better solution. Weirdly, I didn't use his story tonight. I was going to, and then I'm like, no, it's actually pretty cool and it makes sense. Do you know what they are actually legitimately talking about as the food of the future, as well as your insect story? And this one's a doozy.
Humans. Why don't we have humans?
Nah. Snakes. They're
It's
way.
like tough chicken, though. I don't like it.
No, it's not. It wasn't that. The snake I ate wasn't tough. It was cooked to perfection. It was beautiful, but and it does taste like chicken. But snakes, like they breed like crazy. They're easier to farm than cows and beef and even chickens. They're very rich in protein. They're very low fat, and yeah, it's so bizarre. I mean, I can share the article that I wasn't going to use this one. What I do is I use a website and then I go and get a more reputable, crappy website to use. So this one's like the most basic one of all, but have a look. I had this lined up as a possible story for tonight.
Why don't we have rabbits? Rabbit sounds all right.
Share it groups.
Yeah.
There you go.
Rat woman.
Yeah. And yeah, they're easier, more cost effective.
Female first.
Yeah, the cold blood means they require less energy. They only need the weekly snack of one dead rat. And in Vietnam, they've also found that, they're an effective food source. It's an alternative livestock system that needs to be taken seriously. they're not saying don't give up beef and just eat snake, but potentially, and it
Yeah.
makes,
I'm still
makes
not
sense.
for it. Hey,
Hey?
I'm still not for it. I'd still prefer cow. Cow just seems like the better way to do it.
Oh, I didn't mind snake. And I think if you know, they're talking about global food shortages and all of that sort of stuff. And if they're much easier to produce and so on, why wouldn't you look into it? And the fact they only need to eat one rat a week and
But they couldn't have that much meat on them. I mean, I don't think one snake. would
no, but
last.
you can
That's not
raise
fair.
a shitload of snakes in a very short space of time.
But how
I don't know.
how many people does one cow feed? One cow's got to feed at least 100 people, surely.
It depends what country you live in. I mean, in Mongolia, we probably feed 500 people, and they would use every single thing.
Yeah, exactly.
America maybe feed 10 people. And
Stop being racist towards our American fans, Tori. They hate it.
No, it's just it's known. It's a known fact. There are some countries in the world that are better at using every part of. Australia's pretty good at using most of the animal too. So is New Zealand. Actually, we're quite good at it. But yeah, countries like Mongolia, they use absolutely everything. They'll find nutrition in a cow's eyelash if they have to.
I mean, but bugs though, bugs and insects, no. Hard pass on that.
They're not great. I mean, they're even in the countries where they're eaten, they're not eaten as like a main meal. They're like your little snack that you have while you're drinking a beer. A snake, you can actually, stir fry it and
it's still no main course. It's not a main course for anybody.
Yeah, it is. No. I had it as a main course at the Magic Wok in Darwin. What are you talking about?
No. Not even a snake burger. Even a snake burger. Nah.
I don't mind. The thought of snake does. I mean, I know Casper says he hates snakes, but as a food source, I reckon they're pretty good.
Would you eat the insects though? What do you reckon on the insects? Just replace all our meat with insects.
No, I'd go for the snake because you get way more protein in a.
No, I'm not giving you snake as an option. It's bugs or cows. What are you going for?
I would go for the cow if I wanted an actual meal. If I was after a snack to have with my beer, I'd probably have another deep fried grasshopper. I really like them. I really like them.
Maybe we could have insect flavored vape. That'd be all right.
Yeah, no. And I wouldn't. The cockroach thing, when that guy said they're tasty, it's like, no, because if you've ever seen a squash cockroach, how they're just inside, they're just white and slimy.
Yeah, yellowish. Yeah. No.
Yeah, great. Just like pus. Their insides are just like
no
visible
they look like pus.
They look like pus. So for me, cockroach, no, but the little grasshopper was quite tasty.
Yeah. No.
Duck tongue is tastier though.
What is?
Duck's tongue.
Oh, duck's good. I like duck.
No, they're tongues.
Yeah, I'm saying all of duck is good. I think they made us eat duck brain when I was at school, actually, when they took us to Chinatown. Deep fried duck brain. That was all right.
Deep fried duck doodle. Tastes exactly the same as the tongue. So if you're in Vietnam and you order duck's tongue, you might be eating duck penis, I'm saying.
How does it compare to the real thing, though? Is it the same?
Yeah. Snake, bring it on. Would you try deep fried cockroaches, Mel? That's a good point, Honey Bunny. If you put KFC seasoning, like coating on anything, I reckon you'd give it a crack. I haven't made it for years, but I've got a recipe for quail because I used to live fairly close to a quail farm, and we used to call that KFQ. Kentucky Fried Quail because it tasted exactly like it.
Is that the bird you eat under the cloth, or is that something else?
What? It's quail what?
Is that the one you eat when you go under the cloth? There's a bird you eat when you eat it under a cloth because it's disrespectful to eat it or something.
Really?
Sure yeah.
Under a cloth?
I think it's quail. Yeah, you're meant to put a cloth over your head when you eat it because it's a delicacy. So you're meant to hide your face when you eat it. I'll Google it. You bring up your story and I'll Google this.
Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah, insects was yours because I
yeah.
How funny is it though that we both had food of the future stories? All right. What am I presenting next?
You tell me. Anyone in the comments helping me out? No?
Okay, so did you see this week?
Here we go. It's called an ortolan. It's a French delicacy. I'll just quickly share this so all the peeps can see. So it's an illegal French delicacy, ortolan, and it's a deep fried bird, I think, or a fried bird, but you have to put a cloth over your head when you eat it. Do we have any photos of it? There's no photos
of them with
but
the
yeah,
things over.
you can kind of see it down the bottom. There it is there, the little bird. But yeah, you eat it all in one bite. And that's meant to be a delicacy, but it is illegal.
You've been eating too many THC gummies, Finn.
What did I say?
Just her comments hilarious.
Oh.
Did you see this story during the week? It's kind of cool.
Oh, fucking hell. Wait, what is it?
This
Woman
video.
lifted by shop shutters. I was about to share this one. Did you see the follow-up to it?
Yeah. That's the cool bit. I mean, this isn't well, it's kind of batshit, but for those of you who didn't see it, got this 2-year-old granny just minding her own business, and the next thing the shutters went up and so did she, and then she's sort of like hanging. It gets a bit bleak though, doesn't it? There's a bit of a, oh, we'll bring her back down again. It's like, wait, she's going to land on her head. And like it went viral like very quickly. You know, 1 million people have watched it in under a day and all of that sort of stuff. But now there is a little follow-up. I don't know if it's the same follow-up that you are talking about, but
the spray paint
it's been immortalized.
Yeah, they've painted her on.
Yeah.
I won't ruin it, but they've painted it.
Yeah, so we've now got this, which yeah, so the grandmother now is immortalized in a spray painted mural. This is a story that came out of Wales, by the way, and her name's Anne Hughes. She's 71, but now they've got the mural. And there's nothing really batshit about this story at all. And I just wanted to include it because I just think there's so much crap going on. I mean, luckily she didn't hurt herself. It could have been really bad. She was well and truly caught though. But I just think sometimes it's good to show a story that the whole world has just had a good little moment, a bit of a laugh, and now she's immortalized as a mural as well, because there's so much crap going on, and it just restores my faith in human beings that we can still celebrate the funniest stories as well.
Oh,
must have been some good shit in that trolley. Yeah, she didn't let go of the trolley. Bless her.
She didn't want the youth stealing it, that's all. Those bloody teenagers.
Exactly. Some little fucker would have run along and grabbed it and taken off. And then I don't think there's another photo, but yeah, this dude just decided to do this. He's like a bit of a street artist. There he is. And he just decided it was worth memorializing her for the whole episode on the wall.
Indeed
So
it was. Very well done. Props to him.
Yeah, props to him. So, but yeah,
idea.
the trolley thing, you wouldn't be letting you go of your trolley in the main drag in a little Welsh town. No way. They'd be wheeling it out of there before your very eyes.
I mean, a logical person would let both hands go so that they could try and rip themselves out of the gate.
She didn't really get it. She didn't get an opportunity to
She
really.
didn't even try. She didn't even try. She just kept focusing on her trolley.
I don't know. You kind of flung upside down. Pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
you can still reach upwards.
She's 71 though.
Yeah, who gives a shit about the trolley though? You fucking let the trolley
suddenly
go.
turn herself into like a bloody paperclip and use her core muscles to fold herself in half to try and rip a coat out. She's a 71-year-old. Let's talk about this when you're 71 and see how flexible you are.
I would still try. I would at least attempt it. She doesn't even attempt it.
Well, I think she was in shock. And by the time she was like, oh my God, I'm stuck and I'm going up, it was too late. Well, that's true too, Cass. That could be her entire. She might be homeless. I mean, she's not, but
Yeah, I
But
don't
yeah.
think she's homeless, but there you go.
no, she's not homeless. I mean, look at her.
She does look like Crazy Eyes, though. I definitely get the Crazy Eyes swipe from her. Look at that.
Well, I think, if you're flung upside down by a roller door unexpectedly, I think your eyes would be a bit cray-cray for a while after it. Her false teeth were in the trolley. Bless her. But yeah, so not all stories on Batshit have to be bad ones. And
It
I
does
think
help,
that one was a little good one.
Mhm.
Even though Ben reckons a 71-year-old woman can do some kind of extreme yoga.
I think she should have at least attempted it. She didn't even fucking try to.
I think she was genuine. Can we watch the video again?
Yeah, go on. Pop it back up.
Yeah. Because I think, to be honest, I think many people would know.
You're gonna look at where you're getting pulled up from, at least. She doesn't even turn or anything. She does nothing.
Yeah, but she's not your age, Finn. You've got to put yourself
you do something.
yourself
You don't
in
just
a
hold your
71-year-old.
What's holding their trolley doing?
No, well, let's just watch it.
All right.
Look, there she is. She's just standing there, and the next thing she knows, holy fuck!
Grab my trolley.
I think she may have hoped the trolley wasn't going to come off the ground. Like maybe that was the weight. I mean, she grabbed the bin as well. And then someone's gone, holy shit, let's lower her down. See, the trolley's gone.
Yeah, that's only because she couldn't hold it because she's an old lady.
Yeah, poor chort. But anyway, she's now a mural. She's had her 15 minutes of fame, and the whole world got to enjoy that because it ended well, unfortunately. I think she froze in fear too. I don't think she knew what the fuck was going on.
That's a good point. Maybe
she almost moonwalked up the window.
So I don't know if you know this, Tori, but racism is pretty bad in America. It's real bad. And I don't think you know the full extent of how bad it is. But over there, even painkillers are racist. So I don't know if you've heard of the brand ibuprofen. Oh, not the brand.
Ibuprofen, yeah.
Yeah, righto. Many ways to pronounce it, I guess. But that is owned by a company called Advil. I don't know if you know this, but Advil.
Yeah, Advil is like Panadol.
Yeah. And they've decided to hold a commune, a little talk show where they say, hey, stop being racist, America. Black people are in pain as well, and they should buy our medication. But apparently, for whatever reason, doctors aren't prescribing Advil, the brand, to black people. So Advil's now had this little get-together where they're saying, hey, blacks out there, buy our medication. Don't be scared of racism. And here we go, Tori.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is real.
When I approach a medical professional, I'm frustrated that we have to validate our pain just to get treated like human beings.
Because he's black, Tori.
The healing of the body was easy for me. It's the psychological part. It's awful.
I should not have to beg my doctor to run tests or ask them to take another look.
No, you do not, honey bunny. Not at all.
Welcome to Believe My Pain, a discussion about systemic pain bias in healthcare. I want to thank all of you.
I'm going to pause it here because it just gets dumber and dumber as you go on. But essentially, Advil has come out and they don't like the fact that black people don't trust them enough to buy their medicine. So now they're trying this racist shit to try and get black people to buy their product. And what they're claiming is that black people don't want to use them because the doctors aren't recommending it to them, which is the most bullshit shit ever. Because you can literally just buy ibuprofen. It's not a fucking thing you need a script for. So anyway, they've lodged this campaign where they're pumping about $5 million into campaigning towards black people to get them to start buying it, in the hopes that they've estimated it will generate them somewhere in the vicinity of about $50 million of profit if they can get black people to start using their painkillers.
This is so mixed up because all of those statistics and everything about pain and so on, they're all probably completely valid, but they're using like something that's got absolutely nothing to do with what they're trying to.
Oh, yeah. It's hoping that black people actually believe the shit. But two, it's targeting them. Like, you can't get more racist than that. You don't think a black person knows what painkillers are or how to buy them?
No,
like,
I'm
oh my God. It's one of the most racist ad campaigns I've ever seen. Like, you fucking douchebags. And they're doing it.
I don't doubt for a second that I don't doubt for a second those statistics are probably accurate, particularly in heavily like racist areas in America for sure. That I don't think they'd be taken seriously with nearly any complaint that they go and see racist doctors about. But to use those statistics rather than address that issue and speak to doctors about what the fuck they're doing, they've manipulated them to put them in this ad. I'm not a fan. Black Lives.
Yeah. It's pretty racist.
Terrible.
Oh my God. But it goes on and it has the music as well. Did you notice the music too? Listen to it.
Welcome to Believe My
Pain.
Welcome to Believe My Pain, a discussion about systemic.
They're just random people. They've picked.
Well, she's the host and advocate for pain equity. So there's clearly an issue.
Lady, you're a piece of shit. You need to unplug or whatever the terminology is.
No. She doesn't. Advil does, because whatever they were told.
She works for Advil. She's one of their advocates. Yeah, that's why she's hosting this. She's a piece of shit, Tori. She's the one trying to convince everyone else sitting there to fucking buy their drugs. That's what she's doing. She's a fucking drug
confused by all of this.
Oh my God. No, it's complete brainwashing. They're trying to brainwash black people to buy their fucking pills. Oh my God. Yeah, it's one of the most racist things I've seen in such a long time. I was like, I gotta share this. This is fucking gold.
It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah. 100%. Like, it's if anyone's going to believe it too. How dumb do you think black people are? They're going to see it and be like, yeah, my doctor's keeping pain from me. I'm going to go buy Advil. Like, fuck off.
Well, I think mine expired, but I actually had a thing of Advil in my little medicine basket. Scout! Hello! Welcome. She's just resubscribed. We've missed you. Now we just need some NFTs to find us. And
did you deliberately unsubscribe from us, or did you get unsubscribed? Because that does happen.
We're over 100 subs now on our little cult channel. We're kicking it. We're killing it. Only took, 95 episodes?
Yeah, exactly. Easy. We definitely don't get shadow banned on here, Tori. Definitely not because of all the stuff you say.
As long as people join us for our 100th episode, it's a special episode. We're not doing anything special for it.
That you know of.
It's just special because it's the 100th.
It will be good. We're 5 off. 5 more weeks.
Yes, Scott. Yeah. How many subscribers are we off? Oh, sorry, 5 episodes. Yeah, we're 5 episodes off.
Yeah.
4 actually. 4.
What episode are we on?
What are we on? 96?
95.
Oh.
100 minus 95 is how many, Tori?
5.
I think you're sure.
You sure? I thought we did episode 95 last week. Anyway.
Oh, have I mislabeled it? Maybe I've mislabeled it. Who knows?
Hi, Scout.
That's definitely a possibility. I could have done that.
Well, my thing's too high, but Sunny's just there. All right. Where are we? Okay. Penis story. I knew you've been waiting for it.
Oh, my God.
What?
Why? No, last week was 94. This is definitely 95 this week.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, all good.
Let's take ourselves on a little...
these stories, Tori. Far out.
They just fined me. We're going to Thailand too.
Okay.
I think this warrant's being included just for the headline. Bangkok rescue team pulls off penis ring after Thai man makes prick of himself. It's way worse than that, though. The fancy writing that headline. They actually pulled 11 rings off his doodle.
Oh, Jamin, welcome. Just in time for a penis story. How good is that, Jamin? Perfect. You tune in, dick story, straight up.
Good to see you, mate. Happy New Year. I know it's March, but it's the first time we've seen Jamin. So happy New Year, Grover. So anyway, this dude, and yeah, that's him being operated on. He had this many rings on his doodle. Wait, there's more there. All these rings. And the whole point of it was to try and make his penis bigger. 11 rings, yes.
Is that a grinder? Is he using a grinder? Oh my god, man!
Are they some sort of pliers? I think they're pliers.
Did it work?
Yeah, they got them all off.
No, I mean, did it make his dick bigger? That's what
well, let me have a look. They removed their.
What does he say? Does he say if it was worth it or not?
But I love that. How is this written? A rescue team in the Klong Toi district of Bangkok successfully removed 11 steel rings from a Thai man's penis after he made a prick of himself trying to enlarge his todger. Right, so he's 30 years old. He was admitted to the hospital unconscious. He couldn't wee after a penis enlargement attempt. They found 11 tightly constricting rings around his cock, which caused severe swelling. So, yeah, technically his dick did get bigger, but only because it was swollen to buggery. Usually men only use one ring to try and enhance their penis size. But yeah, they couldn't even insert a urethral tube, so the rings came off. And the whole thing was shared on Facebook. The whole rescue of 5 rescuers. They used portable metal cutting machine. He wasn't harmed by the cutting tool, and there's no updates on his current condition. Probably severely embarrassed, I would imagine, would be his current condition.
That's fair to say.
You meant to wear it.
Did it work, Tori? Was it worth it?
No. They normally
That's
help
what we
with
wanna
erectile
know.
dysfunction. You're only meant to wear them for like half an hour at a time, not like forever. So, yeah, and 11. And they're basically
Hold on. Scroll up. Did that say doctor said he was wearing it for 6 hours?
It said...
according to the doctor, wearing the rings for 4 to 6 hours can affect the blood circulation. Oh, it doesn't say he wore them for that long, though. Just as it can.
I mean, it could even bring about loss of your doodle. So, you know, you don't want to muck around with this stuff. And they're talking what happens when you have one ring, not 11. So, yeah, they've apparently someone put them on his ding dong, and they're talking about finding people who do it and so on. But at the end of the day,
And in jail time, 3 years in jail.
Yeah. And other attempts to make your penis go big in Thailand have included ant bites, injections of olive oil, and pearling. And I don't even want to know what that is. And there he is with his pliers. 5 people it took to get them all off. There's a big hole he was trying to impress. Morning piss fat would have been torture. Yes, morning glory. Well, a penis pump's pretty major surgery. It's not, you know, it's not an instant remedy. Did you not hear of Viagra? Look, the things people do.
I think that just makes it hard. I don't think that makes it actually grow larger. Scout, just for your information. Oh my god. Fucking hell.
Yeah. So
we should get him on the show for next week's episode.
Well, no one knows what his current condition is, but I maintain it would be severely embarrassed, would be up there with his current condition. What an idiot. He's probably going to pay some ridiculous, well, no, it's Thailand, but he'd still have to pay the hospital bill, I reckon, for all these people.
It'll be a ridiculous bill. Yeah, surely.
They're
If not a
portable
fine as well for him.
Mm.
Ring of fire. Yeah, who needs a wedding ring when you can use these?
Oh, peanut. I thought you meant like the ones that you can sort of insert and you can pump it up and it makes it go erect.
No, the pumps, they're like a swelling thing. It's like a fucking...
There's internal pumps too for people that are unable to maintain an erection. Look it up.
Right. No, I'm good. I'll take your word on it, Tori. I believe you. Anyway, let's get this story off this side.
I had a client who sued his doctor for medical negligence after having a failed penis pump inserted into his body.
Okay. That's fine.
And the one thing he told me...
person's name? First name, last name?
I'm not saying his name, but I can't do that. Client confidentiality. But one thing he told me was when you have the operation to have it put in, you end up losing up to 1 centimeter of length of your penis. That's the sacrifice you make to get this pump put in.
Yeah, right.
But he had erectile dysfunction due to lots of illnesses and stuff like that. And yeah, suffice to say, it was a bad operation and he succeeded in his lawsuit against the surgeon.
Good. That's good news. That's good news. Yeah, right. Well, there you go. The more you know, Tori. I'm glad you shared another dick story with us.
Even my non-existent
we love
penis
it
is
so much on this show. You know what the crowd says? They don't like watching when there's not a dick story on here.
The crowd says
at least one a week, Tori.
I don't even have to go searching for them. They just land on my algorithm.
I don't
Some
doubt
people
it at
can't
all.
afford to lose 1 centimeter. This is so true.
Wow. This is nuts. Anyway, Tori, so over to Canada, we've got a news story. So a Supreme Court...
You've just given me shit about the penis story, and up comes your story, and the vagina's in the title.
Oh, no, but this gets better. Tori.
Okay.
So a Supreme Court woman has decided to stop using the word woman and has replaced it with person with a vagina because it's a bit confusing to some people when they use the word woman. So let's have a read of this article, Tori. A decision in a sexual assault case implied that the complainant should be properly known as a person with a vagina. And this is the lady who's made the decision. Supreme Court of Canada Justice Shalia Martini reckons this. So first, blah, 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 blah. So the Supreme Court, oh my God, with the ads. Fuck National Post. The Supreme Court of Canada, I hate it. The Supreme Court of Canada ruled in a recent sexual assault case that it was problematic for a lower court judge to refer to the alleged victim as a woman, implying that the more appropriate term should have been person with a vagina. In a decision published Friday, Justice Shalia wrote that the trial judge's use of the word woman may have been unfortunate and engendered confusion. Martin does not specify why the word woman is confusing, but the next passage in her decision refers to the complainant as a person with a vagina. Notably, not one person in the entire case is identified as transgender, and the complainant is referred to as a she. So this person is just, I don't even know what she's doing, but she's obviously lost the plot.
Because of all this bullshit that's been thrown around for the last few years, confused and they don't want to say the wrong thing. And now people are starting to say the dumbest things because they think they're being politically correct and woke and saying the right shit. And then they just end up sounding like absolute idiots.
Yeah. And this isn't a nobody, though. This isn't a nobody. This is a Supreme court
No, I
judge.
get that. But she probably
Look at it.
It's probably a matter of time before people are appealing judges' decisions because the wrong pronouns were used. Like, give it time.
Yeah.
You're
But
not
look
a
at
lot
her.
of time either.
What is wrong with this lady? She can't. It could be confusing to people. Like, what drugs are you on? No one's confused by that. People are confused when you say person with a vagina. What the fuck?
But again, I think she's trying to be woke and politically correct and not give another ground for an appeal. Like, I think that's the logic behind it. But in doing
It's
so,
virtually signaling. Virtual
confused
signaling.
the fuck out of everybody. Well, exactly. And that's what people are doing now. And it's just gotten way out of hand. I mean, I heard I couldn't
You
find
think
the
a
article.
Supreme Court judge is out of hand?
No, I think the whole thing is getting out of hand because I saw an article and I couldn't find it. I thought I'd saved it. There's now a term with all of these different labels that younger people are spending decades of, hours of their life working out their correct labels and how they identify. There's now a new word, and it's somebody whose sexuality fluctuates. So
That's an old one, isn't it?
No, there was something
That's
else.
non-binary, isn't it?
No. There's more to it, and if I can find the article, I will. But you can basically, have 10 different. You can identify with numerous different things each and every day. Like, it fluctuates daily, and I'm just like, I can't with this. Can you imagine that? Like, you've got someone in your life, and in the morning they're like, right now I identify as female, and you're like, well, okay, good morning, what would you like for breakfast?
Well, what you don't understand, Tori, is that's actually less confusing if someone does that.
Oh, I just can't with it. There were originally some things that were addressed that I thought were really important to be addressed, but it's now just become so ridiculous that, thank goodness, as I've said many a time, I'm in the last third of my life and I don't have to worry about this shit for much longer. Because the last thing, God forbid, I want to do is offend anyone, but it's almost like even just the way you say
We don't
hello
do that here.
is offensive. I'm just going to become a hermit, stay at the beach, hang out with my cat.
It's out of control. It's proper out of control.
It's too much. The
It's a Supreme
marginalised.
Court judge. Like, what are you doing? What are
That's
you
what
doing?
I'm trying to explain what I think is why it's being done. I could be wrong. Like, I don't know. I mean, she might just be batshit crazy. Who fucking knows?
She's clearly batshit crazy. Clearly. I mean, you can't logically have that conversation and say those words if you're a sane person. It just does not work, especially when there's no one in the trial that has alluded to them being offended or in any way needs to be changed for them. It's
And that could
not
end up
even
being
mentioned
grounds of
by
appeal.
anybody.
That could
What's
also
that?
end up being grounds. They could also use that as grounds of appeal if they really wanted to. Like, we don't know the full story. They might actually be offended that they weren't referred to as a woman and they've been referred to as a person with a vagina.
Exactly. Is there any female viewers that are offended by not being called a woman? More offended by being called a person with a vagina? What's more offensive, everyone? Fucking hell.
Well, I don't think either of them are offensive, but I prefer to be me personally. I'm quite fine with woman.
There you go. Well, you're just a bigot, Tori.
But Mel hates her vagina right now, so she wouldn't like to be referred to as a person with a vagina.
We don't need to hear that, Mel.
Yeah, me too, honey. But well, yeah, as soon as someone says my pronouns, I just walk away. It's just I think originally there were some marginalised people in our community that did deserve to be protected and to be referred to respectfully, but everyone's just latched onto it, and now it's just this monster that's just growing exponentially, and all these new words, and I just can't. I don't want
Do
to
you think some of it's a psyop, Tori, or what?
Pardon?
Do you think some of it's a psyop or what?
A psyop? I never know what that means.
A psychological operation.
Possibly, but are they that smart? I just think it's more about a self-centered generation. I'm not being
That's a valid
racist.
point.
think of others before themselves. They're raised to believe they can be anything they fucking want, and now they are. They're identifying as a cloud and a lampshade, you know. Yay.
We've had cat on this show, haven't we? We've had a cat that's identified as a cat.
We've had the cat. We've had the
Yeah.
lamp. Had the chick who said the lampshade. What about that one that I had the cloud? We had the one that was the moon. Remember the one who was like stormy? I can't remember. She had a series of different moods that she felt.
Yeah, right.
I mean, good on them all, but frolic can be free. Just what's your name? That's how I'll refer to you.
What's your last story, Tori? What do you got for us?
Let's all swap genders. Oh, we're going to the election campaign in the Americanas.
Oh, this is going to be a good one, Tori.
It's really quick.
Freest and fairest of all elections.
It's really quick. We're kicking off though with first. Let's have a look and see what Trump's up to. He's already a shitload of people off, and he continues to. So Trump has just, you know, as usual, just impressed a shitload of people this week with his latest statement, where he referred to some migrants as animals and not people with vaginas.
Without evidence. Without evidence. It's like that needs to be stated. Like it would be nicer if he had evidence to back it up.
Controversy, yeah, without evidence. I know. It's like that's just right there. So basically what he was talking about was an increase in crime rates with migrants, and he alleges that countries like around the world are just getting all their criminals and going, let's send them to the US. But there's actual anecdotal evidence from, you know, studies and so on that show that migration actually reduces crime rates in specific areas where migrants are sent to set up. And here we go. Increased populations of undocumented immigrants are generally associated with decreases in violent crime in any given area. So, yeah, but he's...
Maybe in the area they're leaving. I don't know about them going to America, though.
Talking about the the country's being poisoned. He talks about wanting to be politically correct and then goes on to refer to migrants as animals and not people.
What's his actual quote? What did he actually say?
Vaginas. It was a 90-minute speech, and he says here, I don't know if you call them people in some cases. They're not people in my opinion, but I'm not allowed to say that because the radical left says that's a terrible thing to say, he defended, referring to the hypothetical criminal migrants as animals and bad people. Right, so he's in a bit of shit, and you think, okay, well, maybe Biden's going to respond or reiterate.
I don't know if that is true about the lowering of crime in the areas they move to, though. That can't be statistically true. Surely not.
Look, there's probably more. I mean,
anyway.
I'm not saying it's not so much about that as what he said is the offensive thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we took a bit of time and did a bit of research, it might be accurate. But then, you know, Biden has an opportunity, and this actually cracked me up. Biden made me laugh a lot. Not responding to the animals thing, but just how he's referred to Trump. If you want to share the new article.
It would make sense, honey bunny. It would definitely make sense.
No, it's talking about migrants, not illegal immigrants. They're very different situations.
I'd be very doubtful if he was saying that about migrants. It would make more sense if he was talking about illegal immigrants than anything else.
This article specifically refers to him referring to migrants as animals, not immigrants.
That's true. Articles don't lie. No, you're right.
Illegal. Well, I just think you need to look into it a little bit more detail, perhaps.
I will watch his full 90-minute speech and see what he says.
Immigrants, whether they're illegal or not, he dehumanized them in this 90-minute speech is the gist of that. But okay, let's move on because I wanted to end on a little lighthearted note where I think Biden's actually come out with a little doozy one line, a little punchline at the end of the roast.
Mel.
What? I'm not on StreamYard.
She goes, that's the amount of words you can remember
Correct.
at one
But
time.
he did a good job. He did a good job. He says that at the weekend, he said 2 candidates had clinched their party's nomination for president, but one was too old, too mentally unfit for the job. The other's me, Biden quipped. Oh,
Yeah,
Joe
he's
Biden.
the one. He's the one that's doing all right in his old age. That's who I would pick out of those two. Oh, fucking hell. This guy's cooked.
Give the guy an Oscar. Well, whatever the awards are for comedy. Grammy? No, is that music? What do they get? What's the TV show awards in America?
Emmy.
Can't even remember. Let's just give him a Logie.
Change my nappy.
But yeah, I did say that. And I thought it was a pretty funny way to end my story, my last story for the show.
The other one's me. Oh my God. Who writes this shit for him?
It's pretty cool, though. Come on. 2 candidates clinched the party's nomination for president, but one was too old and too mentally unfit for the job, he said. That was me, Biden quipped.
Yeah,
Good
the
idea.
entire populace of America believes him on that one.
Biden's now 81.
Oh my God.
He also
And
said
he
he
looks
was
like he's 95, so that's all right.
listen to this. Don't tell him he thinks he's don't tell Trump he thinks he's running against Barack Obama. That's what he said. And Biden also quipped he was staying up way past his bedtime. The man's on a roll. Give him a bloody comedy career.
He's fucking hilarious.
Take him. Well, he's already been wheeled around the country for people to laugh at. Elder abuse. Put him on a stage. Let him become a stand-up comedian. He's got all the
He doesn't
lines.
even get laughed at. He gets booed. He hasn't done a public announcement where he hasn't.
I know, but I think they set all of that up too. Like, it's bloody awful what they've done with him, in my view. But
it's very bad. It's like those senators we were watching a couple episodes back, where they're just like out of it. It's fucking bad. Although, what would be nice to know is who is the doctor that gives him his drugs, because those drugs are doing pretty well for someone. With
I know it's almost a bit Weekend at Bernie's now, isn't it?
Yeah, but think about that. What was that speech he just gave recently? The letter to the Congress or some shit that they do. What is it they do?
Come on, I want to end on a little happy note with Biden. We've already covered that.
I'm ending on his drugs. I want his drugs that he's on because they are fucking awesome by the sounds of it.
Well, I think he's got a future as a stand-up comedian. I think he did well.
He'll get some laughs. He'll get some laughs, Tori. I don't know if that'll be what he's aiming for, though. Although Trump is a very good comedian. I will give him that. He
used to be, but he's wasn't he?
Who was he?
He used to make me laugh on The Apprentice. Some of his one-liners were hilarious, but I don't see that person anymore. I just can't. I just see a walking punchline every time I see that man. All right, so quick recap of tonight's show, and thank you all the groovers who've joined us, and some names, some blasts from the past that we've missed a lot. So it's been lovely to reconnect with some of you. We kicked off with I think, sad news that the Boeing whistleblower was found dead this week in his car under rather suspicious circumstances. We talked about water, a girl that's allergic to water, and it turns out both Finn and Mel know people with the same allergy. It's got to be the most batshit allergy of all. Then they're saying that the next sort of the main food source for us is going to be insects, and then I weirdly had found a story saying snakes would be. So we had a few laughs about that. Fried cockroach.
With tomato sauce.
The trolley lady who got caught in the roller door and went 7 feet up, upside down. She's now been turned into a mural on the roller door. It's pretty gorgeous. Then we had racist medicine pushers in the USA. Advil just being so dodgy it wasn't funny. 11 cock rings lightened the mood a little after the Advil stuff. Then we have the judge in Canada referring to a woman as a person with a vagina because she thinks it's less confusing. And it left us all confused. And we ended with a bit of a look at what's happening on the US election campaign trail at the moment, with Trump offending a huge part of the American population and Biden launching his stand-up comedy career. So, without further ado, vote now.
We're going to have some good stories at the end of the year when it's election time, Tori. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, that's probably over it. I get it. We've got a group on Facebook that's very top-heavy US, and honestly, the election stuff gets tired very quick. It's the fighting is unbelievable. Like, you don't see anything like that on that level here in Australia, and we've got compulsory voting. The stuff that goes on.
Yeah, but ours is also very the same person. Like, I don't know. I think I showed the video on here of them having their little.
James voting for Biden's comedy career. Sorry, Finn. I'm just tallying now, mate. You're getting too involved while I'm.
And they're saying
getting quite
they're
pale. Autumn is here. Dude, we're doing the scoring.
I'm telling a story while you add up.
But I'm trying to read and can't do everything.
You can read silently. And basically our Australian guys basically gave the same speech, the left side and the right side. I'm definitely played it on here, actually. But it was like, they're the same. You're picking the same person. There's no difference in who you're picking.
So at the moment, we've got different votes for different stories. So we need people over on Rumble to participate.
Imagine if the people on Rumble comment.
Pardon me.
There's 4 over there.
Jamin's given the last story, the US election disaster so far at the point. We've got the granny hanging upside down's got a point, and Cochrane. You said it before we put in for vote now, though, Mel. So I've got to scroll up. Right, yes, you're above the vote now line.
It looks like the Phoenix guy is winning.
So Cochrane, 11 Cochrane, dude. What were you going to vote for, Finn?
That was a pretty crazy story. What was the other one you had before that?
Huh?
What was your one before the Cochrane?
Trolley lady.
No, that was
the mural. That was just more of a feel-good story.
Yeah, I'll go the Cochrane story. That was
the penis win. The penis wins, but God, I'm so. But it's always been the rule to put your vote under vote now. What are you talking about?
Well, we got a new person. That's all right.
Coming from every angle, you mofos. Got Finn in my ear while I'm trying to count.
That makes it hard. There's a lot of votes coming in, Tori.
No, I know we're flooded. So you've gone for the Cochrane as well, Finn?
Yeah, that was a pretty batshit story.
It was pretty batshit. So yeah, I don't even need to vote, because even if I voted for something different,
we still need to know, Tori. What are you going for?
I'm still kind of, I don't know, like the Advil thing's really left a bad taste in my mouth.
It's pretty bad. I haven't seen a story that racist in a long time. It's been a minute.
Bad shit or just fucking awful.
But
to be honest, if I was going to vote for something that we've shown throughout the show, that I think I would have given it to the AI story that wasn't part of the stories.
You know what? I was thinking that.
Thank you, Bunny.
Yeah, that
AI
AI
story. You're feeling targeted, Mel. You're feeling targeted. I've had you and Finn. I'm like in a Finn and Mel sandwich. I can't.
How was I targeted?
My braining is the best I can do is count 4 votes. That's all I can do at once. You think awful. Mel, what's going on, Grooves? Was it the vagina talks? So I look awful in orange.
There we go. Another show done, Tori.
What
do we reckon about next Wednesday? How are we feeling? Or do we want another one? Thanks, Mel.
Is that a sandwich? What's she giving you?
It's a sandwich.
Really?
Oh, the Advil story is awful.
Yeah. Well, that's all. Yeah. I agree, Mel. Yeah, awful, definitely. Devon, the software engineer. Wait, I'm still go back. I still want to know about the I didn't even know there was a sandwich emoji. Where'd that
There's
come
an
from?
everything emoji.
No, there's not.
There it is.
I always
There's one.
want an emoji, and I'm like, surely there'll be this, and then I look for it, and then I'm trying to think of an example now, but there's a lot that there are not emojis of.
Well, there's definitely a GIF for it. There's always a GIF.
There's always a GIF. Yeah, the sandwich. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scout. I'll pass on Sunny. Love to Sunny from your beautiful flutes. Oh, look, Artie gets a mention as well. So we're talking next week, are we, at the moment?
Yeah. What day do you want to go? Come on. Come here. No? All right.
Fin sandwich. What was a Finn and Mel sandwich? Well, it's Easter.
What day?
So before Easter.
What day is Easter?
Well, Good Friday's the 29th. So what about like Wednesday?
Can you do a Wednesday? What about what night is it now? Tuesday? Should we do another Tuesday night?
It's Monday night.
Is it Monday? Let's do another Monday night. What do you reckon?
I'd rather do a Wednesday.
Let's go Wednesday then, Tors. That sounds perfect.
That'd be awesome, Sauce.
Easy.
I have a catch up with my sister every Tuesday, and that is not negotiable. And Mondays, the start of the working week, you got to like.
That's why it's good to have this show just to laugh at for the rest of the week, you know.
Yeah, but it's a big call after your first day back at work for the week on a Monday.
Yeah, Monday, let's do it.
Now I want to find the sandwich. I've never seen the sandwich emoji before. You've changed my life.
There you go.
You
All right.
my little emoji.
Thanks, Groovers. 7:30 AEST next Wednesday, guys.
It's not AEST. You've got your own bloody time zone going on.
No, it's AEST, Australian Eastern Standard Time.
No, that's Sydney and Melbourne's time, not yours, man.
No, we went over this already, Tori. Standard time is the real time.
It's not.
Google it. Google AEST right now. I guarantee you it's the real time.
We should just bloody observe daylight saving and not worry about
it. It's not real. You can't change the time, Tori. We've been over this. If the sun is there right above you, you can't say, no, it's over there. You can't change the sun. Oh, my God. Anyway, you guys know what it is. Next Wednesday, 7:30 AEST. Be there.